And welcome to the podcast, guys. I am Nando.
And I'm Rob. So today we are going to be talking about cheating.
Uh-oh. All right.
Both men and women cheat. We're both guilty of it. Who cheats more or less? I guess it depends who you ask. But today we're specifically going to be talking about the differences between why men cheat versus why women cheat. Men and women think differently. We do things for different reasons. Cheating is definitely one of them. So let's start off with, why would a guy cheat? What makes men cheat?
Men cheat because they want to get out of a relationship. Some guys don't want to be in a relationship that they're currently in, so they want to get out. However, men, be careful because there are repercussions, especially if you're married. You have things that are liabilities to that you can lose: your house, a car. You have alimony. If you have kids, you have child support. There's a handful of consequences that you may deal with because of cheating in a marriage. Of course, cheating in a relationship is not right either, and there's consequences for that as well. But at the end of the day, guys cheat to get out of a relationship. If you're dating a girl, if you're a boyfriend and girlfriend and not married, then there's going to be less to be responsible for compared to a marriage. So that's the one thing.
And another way to basically put exactly that is, if a guy's in a relationship that he wants to be out of, he wants to get out of it, but he's stuck in it, that guy's going to most likely cheat. It's very easy for a woman to leave a marriage because she could just get divorced. She already knows she's going to get child support, alimony, so on and so forth. Get the kid, she's set, right? If a guy's married, he can't just say, I'm tired of her, this isn't working out, let me just divorce her. And it's not really so easy for the guy to do that, right? It's probably not in his best interest to do that. So basically what you're saying is 100% true. That is one reason why a guy would cheat, especially in a marriage. Right? In a relationship, the guy might cheat if he's already over the girl, or, things aren't working out. Yes, that's also true. In a marriage, 100%. If the guy's kind of over it and he's just staying married to stay married, that guy's going to cheat. Let's go into another reason. Another reason guys cheat, and this is both for dating and marriages, is for variety. If a guy is with a girl for X amount of time, and every guy's different, it may be a year, it may be 5 years, it may be 10 years, he's going to eventually want some variety. Now, obviously, this comes down to self-control, and I don't condone this in any way, but I'm just telling you how guys think and why guys do it. A guy is more likely to cheat if he gets that craving for variety. He wants a different girl, different type of girl, maybe different nationality, something different, hair color, it could be anything, right? It depends on the guy, but it's not important. Variety is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I mean, if a relationship gets boring, for a guy, you're going to try to seek that feeling somewhere else. So what are guys going to do? They're going to go off and cheat. It's unfortunate, but
How dare you?
It happens, though. So there's going to be a lot of hate thrown towards that, but it is what it is.
Exactly.
Guys are going to go off and cheat. And you can add to it that narcissistic feeling. They're going to just want to do it because they feel like doing it.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say the narcissism part, because I see a lot of women on social media nowadays call guys narcissists. And I don't know how valid, most of those claims are, but I do see that's a trend right now. A lot of women are like, oh, my ex was narcissistic. And lo and behold, a lot of relationships fall apart because of cheating. So it kind of goes hand in hand. But yeah, the narcissism thing is an interesting one too, yeah.
To add to why men cheat, and this is an interesting one, but substance abuse, drugs, alcohol,
that's a given. I mean, whether you're a man or woman, you're dating somebody that's like a substance abuser, that's like a loose cannon. Like, cheating is one of the many things that they might do. So yeah, if you're dating somebody that's like abusing any substances, just don't even be surprised if they cheat or do anything else that's out of line, because that person is capable of doing anything, right?
Yeah, if a guy is getting drunk every night, or taking pills, or just doing any type of drug, unfortunately, that's a control that guy is going to be under. and that'll lead them to do all crazy things, including cheating.
Another, I would say this is a big one, and this one is probably fairly common. Unfortunately, lack of sex from your partner, and this is, again, could be relationships, could be marriage. If you're not getting what you need from your partner, there's only a certain amount of time that you could kind of like stay in that type of environment before you're eventually going to look for it elsewhere.
100%.
And I think, unfortunately, sometimes women will use that as a control mechanism for the guy. They'll kind of punish him by not sleeping with him. I mean, this is your partner we're talking about. This is the person you're dating, you're married with. You should, I'm not saying you should do it every day or 5 times a day or anything like that, but like, it's kind of both your responsibility to keep each other happy in that sense. I think most people can agree on that. I'm not out of line by saying that, right? It's each other's responsibility to keep that relationship together. One of those things has to be keeping each other happy in the bedroom. So if that's not happening, sooner or later the guy's something's gonna happen. He's gonna go out. He's gonna meet somebody that's willing to satisfy him, and he's gonna go for the opportunity. So
think about it. Women use withholding sex or intimacy in the bedroom.
It's a manipulation tactic. Yeah.
It's a manipulation tactic. It's a control over the guy. Let me see what I can.
Women know that's what guys want.
Yeah, let me see what I can do to him to be able to get in his head. But that's just going to push a guy away, push a guy to somebody else.
Yeah, if you're withholding sex from your own boyfriend or your own husband, just don't complain later when he cheats, because you put him in that scenario. That's like if a guy was to cut you off financially, what are you going to do? You're going to stay?
Yeah, you can't blame him. Like you said, you can't blame him for going off and cheating.
I'd like to go into another one. And again, this could apply to both men and women, this specific one, letting yourself go. Worst thing you could do in a relationship, and it happens to everybody sooner or later. You get comfortable, maybe you gain some weight, you don't pay as close attention to your hair or how you're dressed, or you just kind of get sloppy, right? That's a result of comfort. It's like a comfort zone type of a thing. Be aware of that, because that could cause your partner to lose attraction. And once you lose attraction, again, that's just like you're opening the door for cheating at that point.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. It's hard enough to get to a relationship, but it's even harder to maintain a relationship. So it's always something that has to be worked at. It's not like, oh, I got into a relationship now, I'm going to take a breather. I'm going to relax. I'm going to take it easy. It's just going to go nice and smooth. It's not always the case, especially if you let yourself go. So this is, again, why men cheat on women. So ladies, in this case, don't let yourself go. Take care of yourself. You stay on top of yourself, and hopefully it'll work out.
So let's just kind of quickly recap. So we just went over reasons why guys would cheat. And again, it could be a lack of variety. It could be a lack of sex from their partner. It could be a manipulation tactic. It could be narcissism.
Looking to get out of a relationship.
Yeah, that was the first point. Looking to get out of the relationship, but they're kind of stuck in it. So they don't. In other words, they no longer want to be there, but they kind of have to for whatever the case may be. Right? Maybe they're tied with them with kids or marriage. There's things can get complicated, right? In those type of relationships, it's not so easy to just leave. So let's kind of transition now and go into why women would cheat. Some of the things are going to be similar, or the same, but I think in general, women cheat for different reasons. And I'm going to start by saying this. When a guy cheats, there's no emotion attached to it. Guys don't cheat for emotional reasons. They're not looking for emotional support. They're not looking for connection. It's just purely physical. It could be a one-night thing. They go right back to what they were doing with their partner or their lifestyle, and it does not matter to them. They don't think about it the next day. They don't wake up and say, oh, I miss them. You know what I mean? So here's the main difference right off the bat, is that when women cheat, it tends to be more of an emotional connection for a more emotional reason. There's something they're not getting from that current partner that the next guy will provide for them. Maybe he makes her feel better. Maybe she does have that emotional spark or that attraction towards him. And what she's lacking from her partner, she'll get somewhere else.
I'm going to hop on that too. That emotional connection is very important, because if she loses that emotional connection with you, the person that she's with in a relationship, it's pretty much game over. It's over, gentlemen. You can't lose that emotional connection, because if you lose that emotional connection from a woman and she gets it from another guy, it's over. It's
Yeah.
over. You can forget about it. You've lost. So she may find different ways to get out of that relationship to go be with that other guy. And it's unfortunate, but it happens.
That was a very good point. I think that first one that we just covered is realistically probably going to be the main one. Another reason that a woman might cheat. Perfect scenario. She's with a guy. The guy makes good money. She's happy with him. He pays the bills. The guy's mature, smart, intelligent, provider, the whole nine. But she's not satisfied in the bedroom. That could be for a variety of reasons. We won't go into detail, but you guys can just imagine, right? She's unhappy in the bedroom. How long is she going to stay in that scenario before she looks for somewhere else?
It might be a short time. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. What we're talking about is sex. If the sex is not good, she's going to go off and find it from a guy that can do it better. So,
and she'll stay with the guy, and that's a weird situation, right? When you look at it from the outside in, it's because that guy, from his point of view, could be doing everything right. He has a good job. He's educated. Maybe has a degree, a business. He's making, let's just call it whatever, $200K a year, $250K a year, whatever women require nowadays. I don't know what the minimum salary is now, but let's just say he meets that requirement, pays the bills. You have a nice house, nice lifestyle, but he doesn't know how to satisfy you in the bedroom.
Exactly.
You're eventually going to cheat. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Women can be with some bum versus being with a guy that makes $200K that has status, confidence, because he's good in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Compared to that guy that has all the money and the status, etc.
100%.
And if a woman denies that, then
stop the cap.
Ladies, stop the cap. You're lying, okay? Because the thing is that if you're not satisfied in the bedroom, you're not going to stick around too long.
Gotcha, bitch.
It is what it is.
100%. And I've actually seen that firsthand where, like, this isn't all women, but some women would, she's more likely to, like, talk to the guy that's, like, satisfying her sexually, and maybe he makes average money, maybe he makes below average money, but she's satisfied, opposed to the guy that makes $100K, $200K a year, and he just doesn't know what he's doing and just can't satisfy her in that sense. So,
I mean, think about it. If a woman's with a guy that's making $200, $300K a year, maybe $500K a year, whatever the case may be, it's just for the money.
yeah,
She's not going to get the sex from him
Yeah.
because he's not good at it or whatever the case may be. She's going to go to someone who's not making as much money or maybe doesn't have the status or the personality, etc., just because that person's much better in bed.
yeah.
So that's something to watch out for.
Let's jump into another one. Women could also cheat when they lose attraction for their partner. And this could happen for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they lose attraction because, again, the guy lets himself go. We covered that earlier. Gained weight. He used to go to the gym, stay in shape. He used to go run and, he was physically active. And now he just comes home from work, watches the game, plays video games, stomach's hanging out. He's got a stained shirt. He's got a Budweiser in his hand. That's not going to be attractive, right? Like, that's not gonna, I can't imagine that working for any female. Like, if you see that every day, eventually it's going to drive you insane. So I think it's important to keep that in mind. Don't get lazy and kind of let yourself go, because that can kill the attraction completely. Like, just like anything, gaining weight, getting lazy, your attitude, how you dress, getting a haircut, staying well groomed. You got to keep that going.
Yeah, let's go back for a second. Not too long ago, we mentioned that it's hard enough to get a relationship, but it's even that much harder to maintain a relationship.
Good point.
If you don't work at maintaining the relationship, once you get that relationship, whether it's just dating or a serious relationship or marriage, and you don't take care of yourself, you don't hit the gym, you don't work to become a better man, confidence-wise, personality-wise, there's a whole list. If you don't do those things, that woman will lose attraction for you, and she will more likely go off and cheat.
Without a doubt, you're putting yourself in a scenario where it's just like, by the time you realize what happened, it's already going to be too late.
Exactly.
And that's what happens, I think, to a lot of people. Like, by the time they wake up and realize, like, oh shit, like, I screwed that up for myself, it's already too late. Once the attraction's killed and the person's already cheating, or they moved on, or they've checked out mentally, it's pretty much done.
Before we continue, guys, real quick, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. This is one of our first handful of videos here that we're starting out with. We are the podcast guys, and we're here. Of course, our goal is for male improvement, but we're here to help both men and women take advantage of the information that we're giving you and all the details to help your life out and help your relationship out, marriage out, whatever the case may be.
I think there's a lot of uncomfortable topics that, unfortunately guys can't just go out into public and openly talk about this stuff because you'll get bashed for it or shamed for it and, say that you're harassing people. So like, that's why you see a lot of podcasts like this, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be said and like kind of discussed and, kind of broken down in a way. So some of our content may be triggering, but we have no ill intent. This is all for a good purpose. I think men and women, misunderstand each other a lot of the time. So if you like this type of content, definitely subscribe because we have a lot more stuff coming.
Yeah, we have a lot coming. Again, some of this is not easy to say, and we're going to get the likes from it. We're going to get the hate from it, but we're here to help you out. So we're going to keep rocking away, and we're just starting out.
Let me ask you this. Who do you think gets hit harder? The guy when a woman cheats or the woman when a guy cheats? Or another way to put it is like, what do you think is the bigger deal? What's worse, a woman cheating or a guy cheating?
It's worse when a woman cheats on a guy.
And why?
Well, if we talk about the different tiers of dating, marriage, etc. So let's start with marriage. Let's work our way backwards. A guy can lose his house or most of it, his car, vehicle, alimony in the marriage. If you have kids, child support. So you have a lot to lose financially wise. It's just a wreck for a guy if you end up.
And in a marriage, if a woman cheats, you don't have that ability to say, I'm divorcing you, I'm taking the kids, and you're going to pay child support.
Yeah.
It's not an easy exit. Like you're in a situation where like you need to leave at that point. And what do you do at that point? That's why I think a lot of the laws, that's a whole nother episode, but the way the laws are kind of set up, if a guy gets cheated on in a marriage, he's kind of stuck.
Yeah, he's stuck. There are relationships that are still going on today, dating, serious relationships, marriage, that are continuing because, especially marriage, because there's more consequences for a guy when he breaks that off. As I mentioned, I pretty much broke it down. And if a divorce happens, that guy is to lose almost most of his stuff, could be everything, at least half of everything he's got.
You know why I think women cheating is far worse than guys cheating? And this goes back to what we said earlier. I think guys understand that when a woman cheats on you, it's far bigger than just she slept with somebody or she just hooked up with somebody. I think guys understand that when a woman cheats on you, she has completely lost all respect for you, all attractions for you, and she has moved on mentally to somebody else.
Yeah.
Regardless of what she did. She hooked up with somebody. When women cheat, they make up all types of BS. Like, oh, well, we only did this, and I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I was drunk. That's not the point.
Stop the cap.
Exactly. When a woman cheats, not always, but I would say vast majority of the time when a woman cheats is because she's already mentally checked out. You may still be dating, or maybe your relationship's falling apart or what have you, but she has already left you far before you even realize. You know what I mean? It's one of those type of situations. When a guy cheats, I'm not saying it's right. Don't take what I'm saying out of context. I'm not saying that when a guy cheats, it's okay, but when a woman cheats, it's not great. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just simply saying when a guy cheats, there's no emotional connection. He doesn't care about that girl. It has nothing to do with any emotional connection or him wanting to provide for her or have anything, relationship related with that person. He could go out, cheat, come back, and he still cares about you and he's still happy in the relationship. When women cheat, it's not like that. No woman that's happy. Another way to word this: no woman that's happy with her partner and that cares about her partner and respects her partner is going to cheat. They can't do it. I guarantee you, any woman that's truly happy with her boyfriend or husband is not going to cheat. They cheat because they're done with that guy.
Yeah, it takes a lot for a woman to cheat, and if she closes off to you emotionally and opens up to somebody else emotionally, like we said before, it's game over.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into that happening. That's why it's worse for women to cheat on men.
Yeah, 100%.
And to continue on why women cheat on men, they don't have the attention. And this is big. And this can go with number one, with the emotional, not being emotionally open to the guy, their partner, the guy that they're in a relationship with or married to. If women aren't getting the attention they want, that's a big, well, okay, I'm not getting the attention from him.
Yeah. Oh, good point.
I'm going to go off with somebody else.
Getting attention, and this is what sucks as a guy, right? If let's just assume you're a hardworking guy. You're at work 70, 80 hours a week. Maybe you're working multiple jobs. You're barely home, but the family's happy. You're paying for everything. You guys have a good lifestyle. Unfortunately, one of the results of working like that is you're not going to be around as much. You're not going to have the energy. You're going to come home and pass out and sleep and wake up and go back to work. And it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because from one end, you're doing something positive financially, but you're not going to be able to give the attention, right? So that can result in cheating for sure, because eventually the wife will, or the girlfriend will not get that emotional support or that attention, and she's going to look for it somewhere else. Women need attention. Guys like attention too, but not to that extent. It's not a must for us. Like, a guy could be by himself for 10 years and like be like, normal, but
you can look at social media nowadays and see how much attention women need. I mean, guys aren't on social media like that as much as women are.
Attention and validation. Two
attention.
key words. We're going to be talking about those two topics a lot on this podcast.
Yeah. I mean, women are out there posting selfies all the time, posting bikini pics, and
how dare you?
You may hate on that, but it's what you're doing. It's what, not all women, because we don't want to talk in absolutes, but most women are out there posting very provocative pictures. And in a relationship with a man shouldn't accept that. And if he lets it go, then that's more of like a way for a woman to slowly go off and cheat. Yeah. So
guys shouldn't be scared to set boundaries. And I think that's like, it's funny because I think guys make this mistake sometimes where they're like, oh, well, let me not set those boundaries because I don't want to create conflict and issues and argue and stuff like that. But what happens in return, the outcome of that is that she will start to lose respect because you're letting her. Women will do what you let them do. That's what I learned. Yes. Women will do what you let them do. Don't let them shame you. Oh, you're insecure, immature. Oh, you're controlling your tactics. That's all just like shit. Those are all just tactics to try to put you back to your corner. Don't be afraid to do it.
There has to be a communication. If you don't communicate certain things that a woman's doing that you don't like, of course, same way from her to you. If she doesn't communicate what she doesn't like from you, then it's not going to work. You have to be able to communicate. Communication is important. But you also have to set boundaries. So you have to communicate, set boundaries, and make sure that as a guy, you're respected. Because if you lose that respect from a woman, forget about it. It's done. Or if it's not done, it's almost done.
A woman can't be truly happy with a guy she doesn't respect. That is 1,001%. There's one more reason that women cheat, and I can't believe we haven't gone over this yet. You ready for what it is?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Hypergamy.
Oh.
How do we forget that one? So for anybody that doesn't know what hypergamy is the idea that women date across and up. Meaning, she dates a guy that makes $50K, the next boyfriend's going to make $70K, the next one's going to make $100K. You get the idea. Women don't date like guys do. Good looking, ugly, average, better looking. Guys do that. Women date across and up, meaning they want somebody that makes as much as them or more. They want equal or more. Most of the time, it's a higher value person. And value, let's not even get into that. Let's just speak to basic terms. They want somebody that makes more than them. They want somebody that's better than them. And every single time they date somebody else, they're going to get somebody better and better and better until they eventually max out.
Well, what do we hear all the time? Women. We're women, and we have standards. Of course, we're going to talk about women and standards in another podcast, but women have a list of standards and things they expect from a man. And if that man is not hitting their standards, maybe has some qualities, but very few, and there's another guy that comes along that is 6 feet or higher and makes a lot of money, in the six figures, maybe 200,000-300,000, as unrealistic expectations as can be, and has status and is confident and goes to the gym. I could go on and on and on. If the guy she's with doesn't have those qualities or loses those qualities and another guy comes by that has those qualities and then some, she's going to go off with that guy.
And that's why you have to still constantly improve when you're dating a person. Big, crucial mistake you could possibly make. If you're dating somebody and you think, oh, well, now I have them, they're mine, I'm done, I could just stay the way I am. Wrong. As a guy, you have to, like, when you start dating, you're going to go through a phase, but you have to, like, through time, improve. Because keep in mind, you're competing with guys that are better than you, that make more money than you, that are better looking, taller than you. So if you don't make the mistake of getting into a relationship and then saying, like, she's my girl now, I'm good. I'm going to do exactly what I do. I'm going to stay the same weight, make the same amount of money, and everything will be fine 20 years from now. No. Because going back to hypergamy, what can happen? She may meet somebody that makes more money than you. Somebody may slide into her DM, offer her to fly her out, and send her pictures of, like, some mansion in Miami. You don't think she's going to be... I'm not saying that all women would, like... that all women are going to just cheat because somebody better comes along. I'm not saying that at all. But it will be extremely enticing for her. And if she doesn't see that, she's eventually going to look back at you and go, like, did he improve yet? Is he making more money yet? Oh, he's still the same. Sooner or later, she's going to just jump ship.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, there's only so much, like, of that she could, like, see. And, like, if the opportunity's there, she's eventually going to take it because women are hypergamous. It's not... I don't think it's anything personal. I just think they're just going to... They call that monkey branching. Sooner or later, she's going to leave to the better opportunity. It's just their nature to do so.
And again, let's go back for a second one more time. I said this a little bit earlier in our podcast. It takes a lot to get into a relationship, but it also takes a lot more to maintain a relationship. So if you're not maintaining that relationship, hypergamy is going to kick in. She's going to want to go with that better man that has the money, the status, the mansion, that's traveling, that's doing all these things. He's going to sweep her off her feet. He's going to slide in her DMs. And, of course, we'll talk about women and Instagram, social media and whatnot on another podcast as well. But guy's going to come in. Here's my average boyfriend. Who do I want to rock with, right? Who do I want to go with? So, again, if you're the average dude, work to be the high value dude, right? Mm-hmm. Don't stay average and expect that she's going to stick around, because keep in mind, she's never yours. It's only your turn.
Yeah.
She's never yours. It's only your turn. So keep that in mind when you are in a relationship with a woman. Very important.
Yeah. So we're nearing our 30 minutes for this episode. So, I just kind of want to recap what we said today is that, both men and women cheat. I'm not going to sit here and tell you who cheats more or less. I'll leave that up to you for this episode. Today we discussed why men cheat versus why women cheat. I think it's important to understand both sides because, look, as a guy, we need to know why women cheat. Women, you should understand why guys cheat. We could sit here and hate each other for it and, flip out and, like, complain. You should understand why it happens, because you could at least put yourself in a position to prevent it from happening. We're very quick to blame the other person for doing something, but maybe you had something to do with it.
100%. It's both sides. Men cheat, women cheat. And, it's unfortunate, but it happens. So we're here to just pass along the information, some of the most popular reasons of why men and women cheat, and based on our research as well on that. So if you like what you saw, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, hit the notification button. And again, we are the podcast guys. We are here for you, and we hope you enjoyed the video.
Thank you for watching.